It starts off in that gin-soaked bar scene. She's a small-town bar queen, sits in her stool. Your heart she will rule like the court fool. She gets there at 9 and she's always on time. Punching the clock, shot after shot, like it's her job. And it just kind of goes down that same route. And I just really enjoyed that story when it was told to me. I was like, that's a country song right there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you work here, don't you?
Yeah. I'm also an alumni of the school. I graduated with a degree in strategic communication PR back in 2021. And then I started working for the School of Music here at Washington State University about a year and a half ago, give or take.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What year did you graduate here?
2021.
2021. All right. Cool.
So from strategic communication to working at music school, how did that happen?
Well, I was graduated out of school and I took the first job offered to me. So I moved down to Boise and I was a French fry salesman for the French fry oligarch in the area.
Okay.
And I did that for 6 months until they decided it wasn't for me. So then I came back up here and I was the building director and coordinator at the hospital to restore in Colfax. And then I did that until I got the job offer here at WazU. One of my old peers had the position before me, and then she hired out somewhere else and gave me a call saying the position was open. So I applied for it and got the job.
That's awesome.
Have you been making music throughout your life, or was that something that only recently started?
I've been making music since I was a kid. I started playing guitar in probably the 4th grade, maybe 5th grade, something like that.
Okay.
And then been with it ever since. I actually minored in music during my time here at WazU, so guitar my whole life, and then spent a number of years doing jazz saxophone as well.
Cool. Was it always like country music that you wanted to play and make and listen to, or what was the kind of inspiration behind your genre?
I was mostly a rock and roll guy growing up, like AC/DC, Metallica, that type of stuff. But my grandpa Lee, he was a huge country guy his whole life and introduced me to like George Jones, Tammy Wynette, Kitty Wells, Hank, all the good classic stuff. And so once I got into college, I started listening to more of the like DIY kind of alternative stuff like Townes Van Zandt, Guy Clark, all that Austin, Texas stuff from the late 60s, early 70s. And that's when I started writing more folkier stuff. And then from there, just delving into that world of country music, doing more of the honky-tonk, Western swing type of stuff.
I love it. I saw Colter Wall was one of your inspirations on Spotify.
Yeah.
Big fan of him. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to be performing today at CougFest. How you feel about that? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm ready. Looking forward to playing the old alma mater, and wish my guitar player could be here too. So we're going to be doing a bass, drum, and me trio for the first time. So that'll be interesting to pilot that at a larger show.
Right.
But my best friend and guitar player, Josh, he works for the rodeo out in Colfax. So he's already got 40 hours logged this week and probably going to be getting 80. So we couldn't sneak him away from work for a couple hours.
Fair.
So who's your bass player?
My bass player is Bill Tracy, and he also works here at WazU.
He does.
Good old Billy boy.
I personally know Bill through a few different projects.
Yeah.
I've worked with him for a few years now. Love Bill. How did you guys start working together?
It's funny. I had asked him to record bass on this record forever ago, and we didn't think it was going to work, and then it ended up working out. And then when I was in my undergraduate, I worked for the Daily Evergreen for a couple of years, and so I had interviewed Bill back when Mother Yeti was still a band.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Years go by, I ended up buying a 89 Econoline Ford van from him. One of the worst financial mistakes of my life, buying that 89 Econoline.
What was the dream for that van?
It was just to get me from point A to point B.
Okay, fair.
But then had some animosity with Bill there, nothing too serious, and ever since he's been playing in the band, we've definitely gotten a lot tighter. No hard feelings over the 89 bill.
So you were part of the Daily Evergreen when you were an undergrad here.
Yeah.
Were you a part of or affiliated with KZUU at all?
I was not, no.
How about KUGR? Cause
nope, I was not. I was affiliated with Radio Free Moscow, KRFP for like a year and a half, but I just don't have the time to do it anymore.
Fair enough. All right, I got a fun question for you about your music. If you could, actually, let's start with this, right? Mm-hmm. So you wrote an album, right, called Wilder Than a Bronco.
Yeah.
How do we find that album? Where can we listen to it?
So I've got 2 singles out right now, and that's Are You Thinking of Me and Calico. Those are available on all streaming services, so Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music.
Go listen to them.
It's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. Use it to make your viral dances. But the full album will be out January 25th of 2025, and we're bringing Bart Budwig out of Enterprise, Oregon up to open up for us that night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you guys have an event and everything like that?
Yeah, we're having an album release party at John's Alley, and then downbeat on that standard 9 p.m. Give or take alley time.
Sweet, that's gonna be super exciting. I'm sure we'll definitely have to show up.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
That's awesome. So, I'm curious though, then, because we saw that on your Spotify bio. Mm-hmm. Are you like, how heavy are you guys pushing that album right now? Or is it completely done?
It's done. It's been done for months.
So then why wait so long?
My degree was strategic communication PR, so that whole marketing aspect of it. We want to build some buzz before we release the whole thing, and then I'm still in the process of getting merch done right now. So the gal that did my Wabash Cannonball tattoos, she's doing the cover art for that, and then. Another good friend of ours, Joe Marsh, who's in Nerve Maps, Desolation Horse, a couple other local bands around the area. He'll be doing the screen printing, and then gotta wait on getting hats and CDs. And then I want to do a limited run of cassettes because I'm a big audio guy. So cassettes, vinyl, that's really my kind of bread and butter.
Are you just gonna do cassettes or vinyl too?
Just cassettes, unless you guys want to give me $1,000 for a vinyl run.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we can do a GoFundMe.
But yeah. So obviously we haven't heard any of the songs on this album yet. We've only heard the 2, Calico and Are You Thinking of Me?
Yeah.
My question for you is, like, if you could play one of the songs you've written for the entire world to hear at the same time, a world concert, which one would you choose and why?
I'd probably choose Doc Holliday's Lament, especially if we're going with a full band kind of playing for her. It's my favorite song because it's the only one that I've written that isn't autobiographical. It's about John Henry Holliday, the famous gunfighter. And it's just like a straight ahead, very Colter Wall, Devil Wears a Suit and Tie type of thing, cool. Kate McCannon vibes. If I had to compare it to something a bit more accurately, I'd say Townes Van Zant's Waiting Around to Die, especially with the chord structuring. And then after the last chorus, there's kind of this false ending where we go into this halftime Spanish, almost heavy metal breakdown where we're doing triplets over the chord changes. And that one seems to be a favorite among the fans.
Nice. Are we going to hear it tonight?
Yep, we'll be playing it tonight.
Really?
Perfect.
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and that's the final track off of the debut record.
Oh, okay, cool. So where'd you record that?
I recorded that here at WSU's 4th Floor Studios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which building is that in?
That's in Kimbrough Music Building.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Have you come across any other like Pullman bands and stuff, or like School of Music bands, anything like that? Like, what's your experience been over there?
Pretty solid. I work in there a lot, running video for them, so I see a lot of the stuff. I personally haven't seen any local Pullman bands in there. I know they have in the past, but that was before I was working there. And then mostly I just deal with classical and jazz whenever I'm in there.
Yeah, nice. So I kind of have a random fun question. This is one that, I've asked for years since I started doing interviews, but like, if there is going to be a movie about you, 10, 15 years from now, however long it may be, like, let you live your career out, who's going to play you? And it could be past, present, future actors.
I'd probably say McConaughey. Nothing beats McConaughey.
That's sick.
Good answer.
That's a great answer, yeah. Oh, wow.
Well done. All right, so you have an album. It's coming out soon. That's obviously the project you're working on now. Is there anything else in the works in the future?
Yeah, I already got probably 3/4 of the second album done right now, just from material that I just didn't have space to put on the first record. And then I'm a big fan of Coulter Wall's Western Swing and Waltzes, record that he said was songs punchier than him. So I really want to do that, especially just to kind of pay homage to my grandfather who introduced me to that world of Western music and country music. So cut just like a deep take, old school, public domain, some not within the public domain. So Leaving Cheyenne, Diamond Joe, those types of songs, the old cowboy cookout songs.
Cool. When can we expect that? A rough date?
I'm trying to do an album a year, give or take, since I get 40 hours of academic year free recording, mix, and mastering with my job.
That's sick.
So as long as I'm working here, and I just bought a new pickup, so I'm going to be working here for quite some time, I'm going to be trying to do an album a year.
Cool. You mentioned previously that Doc Holliday song is the only non-autobiographical song. Yeah. Is this next album more autobiographical, or is it?
I would say about the same amount of autobiographical. You know, write what you know, and that's all I can do.
Fair enough. What's like the weirdest or most interesting thing that you've drawn inspiration from for one of your songs?
I'd probably say Cocaine Kate, which is, I want to say it's the 9th track on this record we're putting out. And that was a story that was told to me by a gal I used to run around with up north. And there was this gal named Kate that lived, I'm not going to say the specific area so I don't get anybody in trouble. But she was quite the piece of work, and, big coke head, big drinker, stuff like that. And so I kind of just drew what I thought was her kind of story and experience. And it starts off in that gin-soaked bar scene. She's a small town bar queen, sits in her stool, your heart she will rule like the court fool. She gets there at 9 and she's always on time, punching the clock, shot after shot, like it's her job. And it just kind of goes down that same route. And I just really enjoyed that story when it was told to me. I was like, that's a country song right there.
Yeah. I love it. Perfect. Got any more questions?
So, obviously, country right now and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you ever write anything not country? Or do you, what's the most random piece of music you have put together?
I wrote some pretty progressive, jazzy or folk stuff during my undergraduate, but that's been scrubbed from the internet. So if you guys want to try to find it, there's some old SoundCloud recordings, but good luck finding those.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I think
you underestimate us.
True. We have dug up some pretty interesting stuff at times, so.
Yeah.
But I think I'm all good with questions.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Blaine. I really look forward to seeing you perform tonight.
Absolutely.
And those new songs that we haven't heard yet. Go ahead and check them out on Spotify, Instagram, all the other streaming platforms. And we'll be playing them on KZUU 90.7 FM.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Take it easy.
You too.